that I know this is very different, but we go with it because the light here is just terrible. But I just want to talk because one time somebody said this to me: "Why would you bother with the amount of hours you done?" And that was in reference to over 1,000 hours I did last year, which is why I really got this award. Well, it's here. I have it here. It's by the place you can see. Um, I still cherish that, because it's something again. And I say this straight to people, and I say this. I know people might be saying you have a very sad life. You're saying this, but the only thing I really have in life at the moment in time is the tidy towns, is the Buttersbridge tidy towns, because I treasure it more than myself. If that makes any sense, I treasure, and I go to the ends of the earth for the Buttersbridge tidy towns, because the community spirit and the community dedication. When I say this right, I have a huge respect for every tidy towns, tidy towns in the country. I absolutely love what they do, and what they represent and what they do for communities, and to try and better their community for the future. Trying to clean their village for the future. As I always say, a clean town is a happy town. Living in a dirty one down town with your dog shit everywhere. You wouldn't be well. You really just wouldn't have a good atmosphere around you, because everything has to be clean and nice and positive for a happy town. But if you live in a one down town that nobody cares to take care of, people are going to be depressed. People are going to be upset in that town, because they're just living them out. And that's something I just love about the tidy towns, because they're taking upon themselves to make their town a better place. And that's just something I'm sure it's very commendable, and commend any volunteer out there in any tidy towns and commend them very, very. I take my hat off to this. I need to even bend down and kiss your feet, because you do such amazing work. Because it's underestimated in this society. It's underestimated how much the tidy towns save the local authorities. Either being Cavan, Monaghan, all around the country. They saved the council so much money, and including me. I would say this straight. I've saved the council last year ridiculous sums of money, because the only thing they had to do is give me the bags to get rid of the rubbish, and they only had to pay for the rubbish to get rid of. They never pay, never paid for any equipment or anything like that. But again, I'm very proud to say, I'm saving the country money. I'm saving the carbon taxpayer a bit of money. And that's something, a lot of young people, can't say, which is how I take immense pride in that. But I take immense pride in the community, and as I always say, I put the community first before myself. And I've spent, to say, 98 and 97% of my summer, on tidy towns, doing tidy towns work. And it's done well over this year, 500 hours from January to now. Obviously with the lockdown, it's going to affect me a good bit, because you won't have as much hours. Last year it was a lot. We had a bit extra time. You do a good few hours in the evening. You don't find it when you're out every day. The time builds up. Like today alone. I was out at 10:30 this morning, back in around 9 o'clock. So you can see that's a lot of dedication. But I'm not trying to boast or anything. I'm just trying to say, I take immense pride in what I do, because I put it first before myself, and I put it first before anything else. And it's, as I say, it's the only thing I really have in life. And I take immense pride in the community, and I take immense pride in what I do. And people saying, why do you bother? Why do you bother? Or why would you be asked? In other words, too, people say. It's that you love your town, and I love my county, and I love my beautiful Buttersbridge. Our beautiful Buttersbridge, in other words, sorry. It's just amazing. It's just an amazing place, and the love and the community spirit and the dedication I have in my heart and in my soul pushes me forward every day. Like, there's days I lie in bed and say, I just can't get up, because my feet are just killing me from, days upon days of walking. Like, I walk a huge amount in a day, around every road. I don't have a lorry or anything like that. I have to walk to every place I do. Either be sweeping or picking up dog shit. You do a lot of walking. It does take effect in your body. But it's the pride in your town, and the pride, of feeling like you achieved something, the feeling like you did something. And having this award, really says that I did achieve something, because, it's recognition. It's something I take huge, I was over the moon getting that award. Because it felt like I done something in society. It felt like I done something for the first time after being told, when you were younger that you'll be nothing and that you can't do anything. That's proof that you can do something, that you can always do something. And I feel like I made a difference, and that's what pushes me forward even further. That you're making a difference. You're making a difference. You might be only making 16 or 70% difference, but you're making a difference. At the end of the day, you're doing something. You're making a difference, and that's something that pushes me forward every day to achieve and to do something for your county and for your town. And from the bottom of my heart, I do absolutely cherish it because it's the only thing I have that's close to it's the only thing that I have in life, and I might as well say straight. I have nothing else. I've nothing else. I'm not really much friends. I might as well say it straight. I don't socialise or anything like that. In other words, I put the tiny towns in front of everything. I don't do anything because everything's focused on the tiny towns. And I wouldn't change that for the world. I might as well say straight. And even if I was lying on my deathbed, and if I could move, if I have to crawl outside, with my legs not able to walk or anything, that I wouldn't have had to crawl outside to try and do something, I would do it. I might as well say straight, I would do it. If my arms are broken, I would find some alternative way. But it's just the dedication and the absolute community spirit I have in me. And the dedication I have to improving the town and improving the wider Buttersbridge area and the wider Calvin area, because I do outside of Buttersbridge too. I obviously do a lot more than around Buttersbridge. But you have that pride after you do something. Like even if you pick up dog shit, like for example, since before I came along, Buttersbridge had a good bit of dog shit. Might have put it straight. Dog shit, now use political correctness. But it's amazing to see the difference before and then after. Because 98% of the Buttersbridge, 98.9% of Buttersbridge is now clean of dog shit, compared to before. Where there was a good bit of dog shit, and 98.9% is clean of the village. The rest of it's just in the ground. You can't really do anything about it. You can only wait for the rain to wash it away. Because it's stuck to the ground. But that I made a difference. And that's something that I'm immensely proud of. Even though I'm saying this straight. Being the dog warden is a disgusting job. The smell and everything. It's just disgusting, but at the end of the day, you're making a difference, and that's something that money can't buy, and that's something that nobody can take away from me, because it's that immense pride in doing that, and taking it upon yourself to do it and to improve your town and to do your best with what you have. It's why I get up in the morning, and it's why I do what I do. It's just because I love doing what I do. And, I always want to do my best. And I always want to try my best to help other people. And to help the environment. I always want to do more. But, I do my best. And that's, at the end of the day, all you can do. But to answer the question which I started at the beginning, I would not, for a second, regret any moment, either this year or last year, the year before, regret 1 minute I done in Tidy Towns. And I would say I wish I could do more. And that's really all I could really say. And I regret nothing I ever done in the Tidy Towns. Because every moment I spent in the Tidy Towns has made me who I am today. Has improved my social skills, has improved my communication, has improved everything. And that's something, that money can't buy. And that's something that, in life, we might take for granted. But, I know myself what's my calling in life, and it is an amazing thing to have in your life. Especially with me, because I absolutely adore it. I know people probably saying you're right in the head. But it's just, I feel so much pride, and I don't mean to boast or anything, but I feel so much pride in what I do, and that's why I take pride in what I do, because it's a great thing It is really, really a great thing. It's been a huge influence in my life, and it's done untold amount of good in my life. Because I can't tell you, when I got this award, I can't tell you how much pride and how much happiness it brought me. Because it was so brilliant to have achieved something. It was so brilliant to say, you did something, and that you done something good. And that's something that, nothing can take away, no money can buy. It's in yourself. And it's just, I wouldn't change it for the world. Might as well say that, and every minute I spend in the tiny towns, and every second I spend on it, and every hour, I regret nothing. I wish I could do more. And that's really all I can say to people. And I hope I explain to people, why I take such pride and why I put so much hours and put so much my heart and my soul and everything that's in me into doing my best, to make Buddha's Bridge and to make the surrounding areas and everything a lot better place to live and a lot better place to take pride in. Because that pride rubs off with the people around you too, in taking so much pride in their village and absolutely adoring their village. Because that rubs off, and all the happiness and all the greatness in the tiny towns rubs off with everybody in the village too. And it makes them even happier to know that there's people out there who want to improve the village for the future. And that's something again that money can't buy. But again, I can't reiterate again that I'm so proud in what the Buddha's Bridge has done over the last 6 years, sorry. Even before that, way before back in the 90s and 80s when they had the tiny towns here, when they were, in the tiny towns back years ago here. But I can't say to you, how much, and I can't explain, and I'm sure my friends would even say it straight to everybody too. If I got 6 or 7 of them on, they would say themselves, I'm a very, very changed man. Since I started doing tidy towns to now, it has changed me a lot and has done an untold amount of goodness in my life, and it's brought such happiness and it's brought such enjoyment of life than anything I ever done in life. Because it feels like you're doing something, and that's something that that no money can buy or nothing like that. It's something that's owned, and that's something I would cherish until the day I die. Until I drop dead, I'm saying this straight to people, I will do as much as I can to try and improve the village in whatever way I can. And if I have to walk until I drop, then so be it. But at the end of the day, I want to do as much as humanly possible in my human body for the Buddha's Bridge Tidy Towns and to do for the betterness of our town. I hope I haven't gone on a tangent or anything like that, but I just wanted to talk about how much pride I have in it, because it's the only thing I have in life, and I might say straight that really just brings me joy and brings me just such pride in Buddha's Bridge and in Cavan. It brings so much pride in your country too. It brings so much pride out, and it brings so much determination. It brings so much passion and so much motivation. Money can't buy it. Simple as that. Even the richest man in the world could never buy how much pride and how much admiration I have for tidy towns groups and tidy towns alone. Because it's my pride and joy, and that's as simple as that. But anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more and take care, everybody. And I hope I have made me say, I know it might have been a bit iffy, but I hope people understand, because people do say, why do I put so much hours in? I shouldn't be putting in as much hours as I do. But it's just pride, and it's just trying to do your best to make your town a lot better, and it can always be better. Thank you.